Aliens. Number 6, Alien. Number 5, The Right Stuff. Remember that one? Number 4, Star Wars 6, Return of the Jedi. Next hour, we'll tell you about the remaining 3 as we go right up to number 1. We'll get back to your difficult situation, Marianne, when you said you were in the room with the wife of a victim, the victim who was dead and the killer. Then what happened?
Well, what happened is that it turned out that the victim found out that his wife and Bob were having a little fling, and Bob found out that the victim found out, and he's the one who killed him.
You figured that out even before you found out.
Well, I had a suspicion, but now I'm sitting there thinking, does this man have a gun somewhere? If I take it out, is he going to kill me? And he was going on a hunch. He was playing the odds that I couldn't do what I said I could do.
I love it. Good for you. Let's go to the phones. You ready?
Sure.
East of the Rockies, you're on Coast to Coast with us. Hi there.
Hello, George. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Good. Listen, I got a question. I'm a little confused. With all the ghost stories, with demons and angels and everything else, what kind of a God, an all-powerful God, is going to let a person, a little child, like on the EVPs, run around for hundreds of years going, help me, help me, and rattling chains and all of that?
I've always wondered that because it's the little kids on EVPs that are the most chilling to me. Marianne, how about you? You're the religious one here.
I have never found a spirit of a child younger than 3. And the few 3-year-olds that I have found really spoke very, very well. The age that I normally see earthbound spirits of children is 6, 7, and 8. That's when it usually starts. So I'm not, I've never had a lot of experience with EVPs, and I don't, I really don't have an answer for you. In my belief system and the way I've seen it over the years, it's amazing to me that they get this many kids on EVPs, because I don't think there's that many spirits of children out there.
And when you hear them, they are chilling. Right? Yeah, go ahead again.
Well, why do you have a judgment day then? If you go to heaven or hell when you die, what are they going to do? Pull them out of heaven and hell and judge them again? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but is Judgment Day the very second you take your breath, or are we all waiting someplace for Judgment Day?
Well, are raised, in a sense that, when you die, you go to heaven, you go to a better place, or you go to hell. But then the Bible talks about, a judgment day. So I figure when you die, if you're already in heaven or hell, what's the sense of having a judgment day? Something's screwed up in the story somewhere.
Well, I think it's interpretation, and I think also that nobody says what the time lapse is. I mean, just because you go into the light, are we all in a waiting room until Judgment Day? I don't have the answer to that. I don't know.
Yeah, something's funny here. Well, listen, thank you very much for taking the question.
Good questions. Let's go west of the Rockies. You're on the air with us. Hi there.
Hey, this is Rodney from Las Vegas.
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay, a year ago around this time, I met a family, and I got really close to the family, and so 2 years ago around this time, my friend's mom had passed. Well, it was really my friend's grandma, but so ever since then, I've kind of stayed at their house on the weekends and during some days when we're off out of school and stuff, and I've had dreams about her. Now she's always off on the side though, and she's just standing there in a certain outfit. And so I asked my friend, I said, "Hey, did your grandma have a certain outfit she liked?" And he showed me that. Or I told him about the outfit, and he showed me a picture of her, and he said, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, that's the outfit." Now, ever since I quit staying at their house, like on the weekends, I haven't had a dream about her, but she was always on the side, and no matter what kind of dream it was, she was always on the side, and she wouldn't talk to me. She would just stare right at me. Now, I really don't believe in ghosts, but one day I was at their house, and I was sick, and I turned around, and I saw her, and I turned back, and she was gone. And then I fell asleep, and during a dream I had, she was in it again.
Okay, well, again, in everything you've described tells me that this lady has definitely crossed over. Otherwise, she would not have been in a dream, yours or anybody else's. I don't know why she doesn't talk to you. My question to you would be, have you tried talking to her in your dream?
Well, I talked to George and Robert Bruce last week about dreams and stuff, and I usually have a lot of control in my dreams, but for some reason I can't talk to her. And yeah, I've tried, but whenever I figure that the only reason I have a dream whenever I'm at their house is because we think that she hangs around there. Because sometimes, you know, when we're watching a movie at night, we hear a door shut, and we figure, oh, it's, you know,
just her visiting.
Yeah.
And you are probably right. They can do that. Just because they've crossed over doesn't mean that they don't come back and forth and check up on everything and everybody.
Now, one more question. How do you think I could talk to her? Like, do you think there's a way I could try?
I think there is. I don't know what you called her, but like tonight before you fall asleep, say, if I talk to Mary, if I dream of Mary tonight, I'm going to talk to her.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know her because she died 2 years or a year before I met this family. Now, it's funny because where she's laid at in the cemetery is a few feet from my grandpa, and they were around the same age. So I'm thinking that's kind of odd.
I think she comes to you because you're a friend of the family, a friend of her, you know, sons or grandsons.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably why she comes. It would have nothing to do with the placement in the cemetery. Cemeteries, in my opinion, are for the living, not for the dead. That's where we're supposed to go to feel better. So
I don't like going there personally because I get chills, but yeah.
Well, I think it's the whole cemetery idea is what gets people. But just say to yourself, if I dream of her tonight, I'm going to talk to her. And tomorrow night, say it before you fall asleep. And you can actually teach yourself, when you dream of somebody, to actually have a conversation with them just like we're having right now. You can do that.
What about during an OBE? Would I be able to talk to her?
No, because that's two different things. She has crossed and... she's died and crossed over, and I think that you talk to other entities when you have either out of body experience or a near death experience.
Okay. All right, great. Well, thank you guys. Good show.
Sure.
Okay, let's move on. Let's go to our wild card line. Your turn. You're on Coast to Coast. Hi there.
Hi, this is Gloria in Pleasant Hill.
Hey, Gloria.
Hi, and my roommate died. And when I was at work walking down the hall, I think that he hit me in my back and knocked the wind out of me, and I fell to the floor.
Oh, my.
And I'm wondering if that's possible. Have you ever heard of anything like that?
Well, yeah. First of all, I do not believe an earthbound spirit can kill you. I wouldn't be doing this work if I thought that was a possibility. All right, that's number one. But... yes, they can get your attention, and pulling hair and maybe appearing, and then where you lose your balance and you fall even though they didn't push you. Now, I would be curious.
The wind knocked out of me. I was hit in the back.
Well, I'd be curious to know if this happened around a full moon or a new moon, because earthbound spirits really do have more energy at that time, and if something like that's going to happen, that's usually when it happens.
Well, this actually happened last year, but a few weeks ago, I made funeral arrangements for his ashes to be placed at the VA in Illinois, and the whole day, every time I flushed the toilet, it would flush 3 and 4 times, and he had this thing about flushing the toilet.
See, I don't believe he's crossed over. I think he's still earthbound.
Yeah.
Because the spirit that's crossed over would not do that. Did he have unfinished business when he died?
Well, he was so full of life and such an intelligent man. It's just, he died of liver disease, so it's something he did to himself. But he's got family problems, and the brother won't let me talk to his mother, and she's supposed to take the flag at the funeral service. And the brother doesn't want to take the mom to the funeral service.
Okay, so there are issues, and this could be why he's upset.
Well, so I said out loud, let me know if your mother is being abused by your brother. So I know that he was flushing the toilet again.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds to me like he's trying to, convey some kind of